I'm Izzy and I'm here with Samir, who I met at our National Apprenticeship Week event in London back in February. He has received 2 offers this year, so we're going to be hearing about the programmes that he applied to, the why behind it, and what he's thinking with school and the support from his parents. So Samir, tell me about your kind of process to applying, how many you applied for, and where you've got to as a result.
Yeah, so of course, the apprenticeship sort of pathway is quite rigorous. Many applications, I can't stress how many, definitely 25, 30 plus. I would stress the fact that being resilient and having thick skin is definitely an integral factor of securing your apprenticeship. As a lot of people have the assumption that they can get away with applying with 1 or 2 or 3, but more often than not, it's obviously not. It's quite like it's quite a narrow way of getting an apprenticeship. I feel like being able to apply to a lot more opens your areas like that you could work in, more firms, etc. So I think definitely being resilient, having thick skin, and having especially the drive to be able to apply for all of those apprenticeships, 20, 30, however many it may be, and just keep going.
And you have 2 offers at the moment. Were all of the programs that you applied for the same kind of programs? Were they all accountancy firms, or did you kind of spread your bets across multiple sectors?
I actually did spread my bet across multiple sectors. However, I definitely tried to prioritize the one that made me more excited, the fields that I wanted to pursue a career in long term. So in this case, it was accountancy. Pursuing a chartered accountant qualification was something that I wanted to do from a very young age. So being able to do that through an apprenticeship was something that I was definitely intrigued by. So at the start, I did spread my bets. However, towards the end, towards the end, I tried to narrow down my options a bit more.
And I suppose you probably found that you were being more successful in the ones that you really wanted to do because it was really tailored and focused for you. So where did you start your apprenticeship search and when did you start it?
Yeah, so I actually did start with Pathway CTM. An integral amount of help came from them. A wide amount of events that I attended. I attended their event at the National Apprenticeship Week, pardon me, and then this definitely gave me a wider insight as to what an apprenticeship is and the skills you do need to be able to acquire one, such as, again, having the initiative, being reactive rather than proactive. So these different skills that I took away from just going to one event definitely aided me quite a bit.
Yeah, and I guess meeting employers and actually seeing apprentices on the stage talking about their journey makes you kind of think, yeah, I can do that. And how was the support from your school around apprenticeships? Did you use them much at all, or was it more of a university focus?
Yeah, so obviously the school system they traditionally cater for the majority. So in this case, obviously they would try to prioritize the university students. Me wanting to do an apprenticeship right from the start of year 13, I didn't necessarily get all the help that I would like. There were certain individuals like the career advisor who did advise me to look into the sector of apprenticeships in accountancy and see how I get on there. But I think for the wide majority of things, there wasn't as much help as I could have had possibly. So yeah.
And did you apply to university as well?
Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay, and you're going through the apprenticeship route.
Yeah.
And what about your parents and what they did? I don't know if you had any like family members that have done this before or if it's quite new.
Yeah. So I actually did have a cousin who did an apprenticeship a couple of years before me. He's I think 3 or 4 years older than me. So having someone that's quite close in the family that did something like this definitely gave my parents a lot more hope. And he's been quite successful with it and gone on to pursue further stages in his career. So I think by my parents seeing this, they became a lot more supportive. However, for someone that doesn't have this, obviously it could be quite difficult to get across to their parents what an apprenticeship is. So I would suggest just giving them all the resources they need. If they don't necessarily agree with you, make sure to compromise with them, ensure that they know what you're doing. Because I think that's quite a big problem in the modern society, is not being able to communicate with your parents about what you're doing. So as long as they know what you're doing is correct and right and could definitely lead you to go somewhere far, I think that would definitely secure them.
Yeah, and obviously you've got 2 offers. So how have you decided on where you're going to go and why is that? I'm not sure kind of how did you manage that, I guess?
Yeah, so obviously one part of the application process is the assessment centre.
Yeah.
It tends to be the final stage. So going to both of the firms in the assessment centre gave me a wide understanding of the culture, and you definitely feel it when you walk into a place.
Okay.
So by me accepting an offer, I felt like when I walked into my place at Hayes McIntyre, I felt loved instantly. The culture there was great, diversity amazing. The apprentices there currently were definitely very helpful and shared a lot of experiences that they've been through, which secured me as well. A couple of them also have been through agencies such as Pathway CTM,
Yeah.
which just goes to show how integral it is in gaining an offer.
Okay, and how have you found kind of the people around you at school? Are they going down the apprenticeship route or university? What's that like?
Yeah, so again, the wide majority are going down the university route. However, finding like-minded individuals that would want to pursue an apprenticeship, whether it be in the minority or the majority, I feel like it's absolutely essential. Me being able to find friends and just be able to discuss certain types of events with them, what careers we would like to get in, what qualifications we would like to gain, has definitely aided a lot. And I feel like being able to bounce off of each other is definitely integral.
Yeah. And I do think that that's the experience I had. I felt so isolated because no one else was doing an apprenticeship, and you almost feel like you're surrounded by people that are getting offers and talking about where they're moving in September.
Yeah.
And you're just sat there thinking, especially at the time when I didn't have an offer, oh no, what on earth am I going to do? So yeah, I completely agree with that. And I think it will resonate with a lot of people because it can be a lonely place, you know, just doing application after application. So definitely important. And I think events and things are where you can meet other people. If there's no one in your class or at your school, then coming out and networking is really important.
Of
So
course,
totally agree.